It is natural to be scared or feel fear. We all experience these feelings as we move on with our day-to-day lives. That is how our brains keep us safe. It can be a fear of heights, public speaking, or even the fear of failing. These incidents often trigger a strong fight, flight, or freeze response. While this instinct is meant to protect us from harm, it can sometimes make us feel trapped or stuck, holding us back from enjoying life to the fullest. Learning to face our fears can be tough, but it's also rewarding. So let's talk about some simple, effective ways to recognize, face, and overcome fears. Why facing fears is difficult. When fear hits, our brain sends signals to the body to prepare for danger. This is why you might feel your heart race, your palms sweat, or your stomach churn when you're afraid. The urge to avoid what scares us is strong because it feels like we're dodging danger. But when we constantly avoid our fears, they grow even bigger. Over time, it can feel harder and harder to confront them. Facing our fears requires patience, courage, and a lot of self-compassion. Each small step can make a big difference, and soon you may find yourself stronger and braver than you ever imagined. How do you identify your fears? The first step to overcoming fear is understanding what exactly you're afraid of. Here's how you can start identifying your fears. 1. Tune into your body. Fear often shows up physically, so pay attention to how your body reacts. If your heart starts racing or your hands get sweaty, take note. These reactions can point to things that make you uncomfortable. 2. Write down your fears. Putting your fears into words can help make them seem more manageable. List out what scares you, whether it's something big like public speaking or something smaller, like calling someone you don't know. 3. Notice your avoidance habits. Think about what you tend to avoid in your life, such as certain places or situations. Avoidance can be a sign of underlying fear that you may not realize is holding you back. 4. Ask yourself why. Digging deeper into why something scares you can reveal the root of your fear. Understanding what lies beneath can make it easier to address. 5. Be honest with yourself. Everyone has fears, even if some people seem fearless on the outside. Recognize your fears honestly, knowing that it takes courage to face them. 6. Take your time. It's normal for some fears to be buried deeply and take time to surface. Start with the ones that come up easily, and as you work through them, others may come into view. Common fears. People struggle with, how many have you got? Many fears are surprisingly common, and knowing others share the same struggles can make you feel less alone. Here are some fears that many people experience: public speaking, heights, flying, spiders, social situations, failure, making wrong decisions, taking risks, rejection, being judged, illness or injury. Whatever your fear may be, remember that it's valid and can be managed with patience and practice. How can you start facing your fears mindfully? Once you've named your fears, you're ready to start facing them with purpose. Here are 7 steps to help you get started. 1. Start small with a manageable fear. Choose a fear that feels somewhat challenging, but not overwhelming. For example, if social anxiety is a struggle, start by greeting someone you don't know. Overcoming small fears builds confidence and resilience, making it easier to tackle bigger fears later. 2. Set realistic and attainable goals. Breaking down your fears into small steps makes them feel more achievable. If heights scare you, try looking out a window from a 2nd floor before moving up to a higher level. Each small success will give you the courage to take on more challenging steps. 3. Practice mindfulness to calm anxiety. Mindfulness helps you stay grounded when fear arises. Try breathing exercises like inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4, and exhaling for 4. Focusing on your breath or doing a body scan can calm physical signs of fear, like a racing heart. This relaxation technique lets you observe your fear without reacting to it immediately. 4th, challenge negative thoughts. Our minds tend to amplify fears by thinking of the worst possible outcomes. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never be able to do this," or "What if everything goes wrong?" Pause and ask yourself, is this thought true? Try reframing negative thoughts into something more positive or realistic, which can reduce the power of your fears. 5. Visualize yourself overcoming your fears. Take a few minutes each day to imagine yourself facing and conquering your fears. If public speaking scares you, picture yourself standing confidently in front of an audience. Visualization trains your brain to expect a positive outcome, helping you feel calmer and more prepared for real-life situations. 6. Share your fears with a friend. Talking to someone you trust about your fears can make them feel less intimidating. Confiding in a friend, family member, or therapist gives you support and makes it easier to take the first steps. If you don't have an in-person community, online support groups can provide a safe space to discuss your experiences and learn from others facing similar fears. 7. Celebrate small wins. Each step you take toward facing your fears, no matter how small, is a victory. Whether it's speaking up in a meeting, facing a spider, or going to a crowded event, give yourself credit for these accomplishments. Acknowledging these wins boosts motivation and reminds you that you're making progress. Did you know that mindfulness can help reducing fear and anxiety? Mindfulness can be a powerful tool for facing fear. When fear arises, it's easy to start imagining worst-case scenarios, which only makes the fear grow. By practicing mindfulness, you bring your focus back to the present, which can calm the mind and body. Mindfulness encourages you to observe your thoughts and feelings without letting them control you. Instead of getting swept away in what-if thoughts, you can say to yourself, "I feel scared, but I don't need to react." Mindful techniques like deep breathing or tuning into your body's sensations activate the relaxation response, making it easier to handle fear calmly. Fear, face it, or avoiding. Avoiding fears often seems like the easiest solution because it gives immediate relief. However, avoidance makes fears grow over time, reinforcing the idea that the fear is too much to handle. Facing your fears, even in small steps, allows you to build confidence and see that they aren't as overwhelming as they seem. Gradually exposing yourself to fearful situations helps you develop resilience and control. This approach makes fear more manageable, empowering you to take on challenges you once avoided. Breaking down your fears step by step gives you a sense of accomplishment and the courage to keep going. Can fear affect decision-making? Fear can greatly influence the choices we make each day. When we're afraid, we often choose the path that feels safest, even if it's not what we really want. For instance, fear of failure might stop you from applying for a job you want, while fear of rejection may hold you back from speaking up in relationships. This need to avoid discomfort can lead to procrastination or overthinking, making it harder to act on decisions. In some cases, people even make impulsive choices to escape fear quickly, though these may not align with their true goals. Recognizing when fear is guiding your decisions can help you take a step back and make choices based on what you genuinely want. Are your fear holding you back? Fear can sometimes be hard to spot. Here are some signs that it might be stopping you from reaching your full potential. Avoidance. Constantly avoiding tasks, people, or situations that make you uncomfortable. Feeling stuck. When fear prevents you from taking action on dreams or goals, you might feel trapped. Overthinking. Often replaying worst-case scenarios in your head and focusing on fears. Once you're aware of these signs, you can start challenging and overcoming your fears. Overcoming fear is a journey that requires patience, compassion, and practice. It's okay to start small, take your time, and celebrate every victory. With each step, you'll likely find yourself feeling braver and more capable. Facing fear can lead to new experiences, greater confidence, and a fuller life. Embrace courage and know that while fear is natural, it doesn't have to control you. You have the strength to overcome it.